How y'all doing? What's going on? Welcome back to my new recap of Real Housewives of Atlanta. We are back. You know what? I'm thinking about doing Catfish. I'm going to decide tomorrow because I am behind on it. But I feel like that's one of those shows that it don't really matter because nothing is connected to anything. And I could just do it randomly. And I see like a lot of people used to watch my Catfish reviews that I used to do like many years ago, so I think I'm gonna check it out. If I like the episode, then I might just go ahead and do it. So if I do decide to do it, you'll see it probably like Thursday or so. So just wanted to let y'all kind of be aware, but not super aware because no promises. But yeah. So let's get right into the episode anyways. So Mike and Cynthia, as we know, they're planning a wedding and they invited 250 people during a pandemic in the super, what do they call it? The one of the super spreader states, which is Atlanta. And they already got 160 people to say, yes, I'm coming through. She thought like, oh, you know, it's a pandemic. People ain't trying to fly like that. Not that many people's going to come. No. People want to get out of the house. People want to be on TV. They want to come and see what you're doing. They want to eat that food, drink that drink. They want to party, okay? A lot of people at this point, they haven't been anywhere. So they try to come out and have a good old grand old time. And if this is what they got to do, they got to book that flight, then that's what they going to do. Plus, there's a chance they're going to be seen on Bravo TV. Shit, I would come through. I'm ready to risk it all. What's in my bank account, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, girl. Especially if they know you on top of that. Come on. Yeah, so she was also saying that she wanted her father to come to the wedding, but she's not really sure how that's going to fly when she talks to her mother about it. So Mike is like, you know, do you want him to come or not? Because at the end of the day, it seems like you're putting everyone's feelings in front of your own feelings. If this is something that you really want to do, then you need to make up your mind and kind of let's move forward if you're going to do it. I do feel like Mike is a good match for her because he kind of balances her out where she's kind of, I don't want to hurt people's feelings. I don't want people to hate me. What should I do? Just like me, being very indecisive a lot. Unless it's something I'm really adamant about. He kind of balances her out and he's like, okay, speaking of the boo thing. He's just kind of like, you know, you need to make sure that you kind of focus, and he kind of grounds her in a sense, at least from the few scenes that I've seen so far. So yeah. So now they show Drew and her husband, Ralph. So his father, as we know, recently passed away. And I think regardless of anything, we kind of have the same question. Like, where was he when he went away to Tampa for 3 days? Like, what was he doing? You know, like, what were you doing, dude? No, but seriously though, they had a nice scene where they got a whole bunch of balloons and it kind of symbolized releasing a lot of their issues. You know, they're seeing that they're stronger together, and they kind of also use that as a symbolism to show letting go of his father and things like that. So I thought that was really nice, and they're trying to get back on track to just creating beautiful memories because, you know, like he didn't even know his father was going to pass away so like abruptly and suddenly. So that kind of was like, I guess, an eye-opener for them. I guess we'll see how they progress as time goes on. But like I said, like, homie, I don't care who you are. Like that, I'm the type of person, I can't let certain things go. So you not coming home for 3 days and then you magically pop up like, baby, I'm home. Nah, you could keep that shit outside. Like that's not, yeah, we don't do that in the household. No. So yeah, like I don't know how she was able to let it go so easy. I mean, no, I know sometimes you gotta let certain things go, but for me, yeah, it just was not gonna fly. Like that would have been a huge issue. That if it wasn't I don't care if you lied to me, because you're probably gonna lie, you know, because you don't want to tell me the truth. You better tell me something. And then if I find out that it's a lie that you told me eventually, then that's going to be another problem. You know what I'm saying? just keeping it real. So Candy, she's doing, she's helping out a lot in her community, and she has this thing called Candy Cares, a foundation where she's helping people, and she's getting her friends to help people as well. They're giving like fresh produce, bread, and things that people need, because I mean, to be honest, this is the time where people need a lot of things, and it's not always that government assistance would be able to like help you at that specific moment. Or maybe, you know, they might have a large family and all the food is gone. Like, you never know what people's issues are, or what's going on with them. So, you know, she did put out a lot of money in order to get that together and get some of the girls to help as well. And some of them did go ahead and donate money, like Portia donated $5,000. And we know that Marlo definitely donated $5,000 because she handed it on camera like, here you go. We're going to let the whole world know that I'm helping out. And she came early on top of that. I mean, Portia came early as well, but Marlo came early, and then she came back because she was there to help her pick out some of those fresh, and you could see like the produce was looking like brand new, like not like with no little nasty stuff in there. I hate things that just look like it's been beat up, or, you know, just like it's about to be rotten. I would just leave it there. Like, I can't do it at all. And so, you know, that was nice to see that the food was looking like real fresh and good. And you know, they did show a scene before that, before the actual fundraiser thing that was going on, you know, where they were giving out stuff, I should say, where Candy, she mentioned that she's trying to get Riley's child support money. I mean, honey, I'm an advocate for getting what's owed to you at the end of the day, because I've had this issue. I've spoken about this issue before with my kid's father. So, you know, it's something where some of these guys, they would just kind of like not realize that they have a responsibility. Like, you know, like it takes two people. Like, yeah, she's rich and everything, but like she said, there was a point where he had an abundance or a lot of money as well, you know. So what he did with his money, that's his problem. You know, you should have been putting that on your child. Or if you wasn't able to afford all that you was slated to give, I mean, but they kind of ration it out and say how much you're supposed to give. So if at any time your money went down, then you should have went back to court and tried to have it reduced or whatever. But that was his responsibility, and obviously he neglected that. And he hasn't paid for, what, 18 years? So, you know, yeah, it's kind of petty for her to try to get it now. But as she said, her daughter did kind of say, you know, it would be good for her to get that money. I mean, that's money that Candy doesn't have to take out of her, whatever, her fund that she has. And it would give her daughter like a nice amount of money just for her that she can just kind of use. I mean, that's the same thing that I've always done. When I did get a little portion, he probably paid for like 1 or 2 years out of, 16. So, 15, I should say. You know, just kind of, this is for you. This is for you. Not like, oh yeah, let me go get my hair done, nails done, everything did. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's whatever she does. Which, you know, some parents do kind of give it a bad name because that's what they do. For me, it's always been for the child. And that's what it seems like she wants to do. She's like, you know, she would want it to go automatically into her daughter's accounts. Mike Sterling, which is Eva's husband, is helping her to move the process along and see, you know, how there'll be, what he has, and for him to, they're requesting all his statements and things like that to see if he'll be able to do it. I think the makeup artist or something, she was like, girl, they gonna be like denied. And I'm just like, I feel like Candy was trying to be, you know, because you know Candy's little high-pitched voice that she be doing. I feel like Candy was getting a little annoyed by her saying it, because she's like, you have money, you don't need his money. She was like, what, and you wait 18 years to ask? Like, whose side are you on? You're up in this lady's house. I mean, I don't know if that's her real friend or not, but we ain't never heard about her or anything. But I just feel like she was kind of overstepping, and I feel like I do feel like Candy was a little annoyed. She was like, girl, don't even, like, you know. But I feel like it was one of those, a lot of truth is said in jest, like, yo, yeah, you really bother me right now, but I'm trying not to embarrass you on camera right now. Like, just chill out, because you don't even know the situation. It doesn't matter if I'm rich or not. Like, he's still supposed to do what he has to do, because he had money and he chose to play with his money when it should have been for his daughter. You know, he could have did something. And so I'm with you, girl. Hopefully you get what's deserved to your daughter, so she can be good and she won't have to ask you for a good amount of time, you know. So yeah, so Cynthia, she tells Portia the night before that she wanted to have Dennis go to her wedding. So, you know, because he's cool with Mike or whatever. And she says that she does feel like she just started bringing up these other things, like, oh, she feels a little insecure about how heavy she is, and she gets angry a lot, and she didn't want to kind of face the infidelity situation, and she was mad about it for a long time. And she said something about ham. I'm like, wait, ham? She said something about, like, if somebody eats her ham, she gets mad. I'm like, ham? That don't sound like that's part of the vegan menu rule stuff. I don't know. I don't know. Like, are you confessing to us and letting us know something right now? Because that's what it kind of sounds like. But yeah, so then when she was talking about it again during the fundraiser thing, that, I mean, I keep on saying fundraiser, but you know, like the giving that they were doing, the Candy Cares event, she mentioned it, like she was talking about the conversation that she had with Cynthia the night before, and Kenya jumps in and she's just like, girl, like, nobody even takes you seriously anymore because you always back and forth with him. She's like, it's not a big deal. I mean, I kind of agree with Kenya, but I feel like her delivery is poor, and this is why you guys always have problems, because no one wants to hear you being negative all the time. Like, what if Portia would have took that moment to be like, but you know, like, at the end of the day, I wasn't really talking to you. You know, like, it would have been a big deal, you know, because you just coming, pushing off, running off at the mouth, and you don't know how somebody's receiving it or how sensitive they are to the topic, because this is a sensitive topic for her. So Noelle is back for 2 weeks. She's a full-on influencer. Shout out to the social media influencers. I see you, boo. And she loves taking pics. It kind of reminds me, like I told you guys, of like me and my son, because this is what we do. And, you know, I'm an influencer and he's on his, what is it called? Like minor influencer, or I forgot the word, but it's like, you know, he's one of the, he's a micro influencer. You know, he's coming up in the world. He just need to be more consistent. That's his issue. But that's what we do. Like, we'll be like selfies all the time. Like, I've been doing that for years, and now I see him like always on his phone, always taking pictures, always sharing. I'm just like, ugh. When somebody becomes a little version of you, like, it's so annoying sometimes. Like, this is what I do. And he told me that the other day. He was like, I'm like, why are you always on your phone? He's like, you're always on your phone. I get it from you. I'm like, ew. That is so gross. I want you to be better than me, not like me. But anyway, so Cynthia, she tells Noelle that she's going to be talking to her mom about the father possibly, well, her grandfather possibly coming. And when they get there, they're just they're all sitting down. It's Mel, her, Noelle, and Cynthia. And she tells her, you know, I would like to invite Daddy to the wedding. And Cynthia's mom, you can tell that her spirits just went way down once she heard that news. And she was like, you know, it's all right. Like, I'll just put a mask over my eyes. It's fine. And, you know, her mom also mentioned that she was upset about the whole PSA thing, because I guess people were coming at her saying, why are you lying on him? He's a good church-going man. How could you say that? Like, people were kind of shaming her. This is like gaslighting in a sense. Like, they were kind of like shaming her for speaking her truth and what she went through. But she also mentioned that she didn't even know what a PSA was. She didn't know what was going to be in the context, or what kind of questions they were going to ask her, or that it was going to be on TV. So there goes Cynthia apologizing for that, even though she's like, I did tell you what this was going to be about, but if you feel like this is your truth, then I apologize for that. You know, just kind of being the bigger person and trying to once again make everyone happy. And I guess for Father's Day, she had put something that said, you know, I miss the memories, or I enjoy the memories we had. And her mom was also upset about that and was kind of vocal about that both of her daughters put that out there and said how they love their dad and how, you know, the memories and stuff like that. And she's like, he wasn't good to me. So I was the one that was there for you. I was your mother and your father. I was there. But Cynthia mentioned that she had summers with her father. Even though she was mainly with her mother, she had summers with her father. So she built somewhat of a little relationship with him. And the daughter says that Mel said that she also speaks to him. And she speaks to him up to this day. She has a pretty decent relationship with him. So she's like, you know, she kind of debunked the things that she was saying. You know, and kind of was like, you know, this is my truth and I don't hate him. So I talk to him, you know, so I'm not going to pretend like I don't, you know. It seems like Mel is more upfront and more of, I'm going to speak the truth. And we've seen that many times, as opposed to Cynthia. Cynthia's more accommodating to people's feelings, more like, I'm trying to make everybody happy. You know, and that was something that I did for a long amount of time, for many years, until I started saying, like, I gotta make myself happy before I'm out here just kind of overextending myself, giving away things that I can't or I shouldn't be doing or giving, and also, you know, allowing other people to be joyous and happy while I'm over here in the background kind of sunken and just depressed or whatever, you know. So I gotta kind of put myself first, which is what Mike was kind of telling her as well. And so but then here comes Noelle after the mother kind of, you know, it was kind of like, okay, I think Cynthia felt like, okay, maybe I can ask him because, you know, she sees like, okay, I'm gonna do it. But then Noelle's like, you know, I feel like you shouldn't put her in that position because I don't even know him. And Granny's the one who has always been here, and we don't want to make her feel uncomfortable. And she was like, I don't think there's any other way that this should go. You know, it's almost like Noelle was pressuring her by saying those things. It's like, you already know what's the right thing to do and there's no other way, you know? So I did feel like Noelle was being a little bit of a Scorpio, a little bossy there. No offense to you Scorpios out there, but just saying, like, you know, she was being very blunt. But once again, nobody was thinking about what Cynthia really wants. Like, at the end of the day, this is her big day. It's not about her mother. They tried to sabotage her last wedding. If this is what she really wants, if she wants her dad to be at the wedding, like, imagine if this is probably going to be her last wedding. And now she's truly and really happy and she can't even invite her father. I don't think that was something that Noelle should have spoken up for her grandmother about. And she's just like, oh, you know, by her not saying anything, that's kind of saying it right there. So I don't think you should put her in that position. And that's just it. I'm like, Noelle, no. Like, normally I'm for you, but for this one, I feel like you're doing a little too much, baby girl. Just a little bit. But I guess we'll see how it goes. I do feel like now Cynthia has it, like, kind of set in stone in her head that she's like, you know what? Yeah, he's not going to come. I'd rather my mom be happy than him because everyone's going to hate me, you know? But that was pretty much the episode for this one. It looks like they're going to be going to, like, South Carolina or something. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. They do have to get tested and stuff like that. You know, I'm thinking about doing something, like going on a little getaway, but I always go to Jersey. So it's like I wanted to go to Poconos, but then I got to do quarantine or testing. And I'm just like, oh, I don't know. Because my birthday's next month, y'all. Like I told y'all, Pisces. But we'll see. But thanks so much for watching, guys. I will see you guys on the next one.